own house before you start pointing fingers.
And letting your kids trespass on other people's fucking shit. Oh, yeah.
But it's always those people.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, like, I know you didn't. You in your glass house.
Yeah. So I think the moral of that story is if you're going to act like a racist, you're probably a piece of shit in all aspects of your life.
Yep.
I can't imagine that's just the one.
No. No.
But, all right, so what else did we have?
Elvis.
Yeah, that's going to be a long one. We'll save that for the next one.
What about Elvis?
EDS.
I guess, that. Okay.
We're going to save that for the next one.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, did y'all see? And now, everybody knows I'm vaccinated and I believe in the vaccine and all that. But I also believe in choice.
Okay.
A guy who was a prominent anti-vaxxer, a young guy.
Okay.
He died from COVID in Texas over the weekend.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And he had been, like, part of some, like, locally formed group that had gotten a lot of, like, TV time.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, he was quoted as, like, look, I'm sorry if this is harsh. I don't give a fuck. I'm more concerned about my freedom than your health. And that was, those words are coming back to haunt his family. So he died, and he had been like on a ventilator, and I read because his wife had posted a GoFundMe because she's a single mom. Mm-hmm. They had like 3 kids, and she's pregnant with their 4th.
Ooh.
Yeah, and she stayed home to take. I mean, 3 or 4 kids. In childcare, you better be making some money. So she did better to stay home, and he worked. So now they've got no income, and she's due at the end of the month.
Oh, wow.
So it's not like
she's really pregnant.
Yeah, she can't go to work. I mean, nobody's going to hire her at this point.
Yeah.
So anyway, and I read her GoFundMe, and apparently, like, it was.
Did they not have insurance?
That doesn't matter.
I think they have like insurance, like. Maybe like, are you saying like life insurance? Yeah. Oh, I don't know. It didn't go into that. I mean, I think he had health insurance. Yeah, that's what for the hospitalization.
No, I meant like life insurance.
No, I don't know. It didn't say. I hope so.
Because I always wonder, like, people in health insurance too.
Yeah.
People that, someone dies, they go GoFundMe. I'm like, do y'all not have life insurance?
Well, it takes time for that shit to go through.
I'll tell you something that I'm hearing now on life insurance. If you're out there saying I'm unvaccinated because I want my freedom and all this, the life insurance companies are looking for that shit. And if you die from COVID, they're not paying.
That's not right, unless that's in their policy.
Yeah, they can't just change that shit on the fly.
It's not like, I understand life insurance policies have, like, can't think of the word, but like, for suicide, because obviously you're in control of that, right? Like, because that could be
like
seen.
If in their policy it specifically says, if you get cancer because of smoking, we do not cover smokers,
right?
And if you smoke and get cancer and die, okay.
See,
but if it has nothing,
says nothing
about smoking, and you're a smoker, they can't just say, "Oh, we're not gonna."
Yeah, that would be like them saying, "Oh, you died from the flu, but you didn't get the flu shot, so we're not covering you." They can't do that.
I mean, I understand that they may be trying to.
They're trying.
A good lawyer should be able to.
A decent half.
Yeah.
I mean,
I wonder if they're talking about putting that like
a codicil or something
for new.
It may be
not patients,
but new people,
customers.
Yeah, new people that take
like
the policy. Yeah. But anyway, so and as I was reading
because people that are already policyholders, they can't say
change it after
now
the fact.
you have to,
because that would be a breach of contract. You can't do that because when you sign one of those policies, it's a contract between you and the insurer, and there are clearly defined. Anyway, so I read the GoFundMe, and this, it was really bad. Like, he had been on the ventilator for. I mean, he's a young guy, y'all. He was younger than y'all. Been on the ventilator for like 2.5 weeks, and they were looking for an ECMO machine.
I don't know what that is.
It's something like it like moves it helps the blood and like when your systems are just shutting down. Like, Caroline has to use it a lot on babies that are really, really sick. And it's like a Hail Mary. It's like, if this doesn't get it kind of, with the toxins and stuff.
Oh, I see.
If this isn't going to work, there's nothing really. It's like last ditch. And there weren't any available ECMO machines. So that tells me he was on really shaky ground for a while. Mm-hmm. And so on the 27th, he finally died. And of course, because he had been in the news a lot, it hit the news.
Right. And people were saying gross shit.
Gross shit.
So I want to touch on something. And what I'm going to say is not up for debate because it's 100% fact. You can look it up on Google. So he said, my freedoms don't, whatever the fuck he said.
Yeah, hold on, I'll try and find
tell me exactly what it was, because...
Keep talking and I'll find the quote.
All right, so here's the thing. The vaccine, it doesn't matter which vaccine you get, and it doesn't matter, you can bitch about what I'm about to say or not, I do not care either way. This is the God's honest truth. Getting the vaccine does not keep you from getting COVID. It does not keep you from spreading COVID. So for anyone to say anything about my freedom doesn't cover your health, well, no, it doesn't. And I'm a firm believer.
Here's the quote.
Tell me, please.
His name was Caleb Wallace.
Okay.
He was the co-founder of San Angelo Freedom Defenders and West Texas Minutemen state coordinator.
Oh, one of those.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, he was loud and proud about all kinds of political...
Yeah.
Loud and proud people get on my nerves.
Loud,
almost anything.
Loud people.
Loud
usually,
people, yeah.
In general,
people that just feel like their opinions carry more weight than everybody else.
Right.
Anyway, Wallace was an opponent of mask and vaccine requirements, and he is quoted as saying, "I care more about freedom than I do for your personal health."
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good. So, if I were to get the vaccine, that doesn't keep me from spreading the vaccine to you. Mm-mm. So it doesn't have shit to do with your personal health. If you get a vaccine, that is for you. It doesn't affect anybody else. It doesn't affect your ability to spread or not. It doesn't affect their ability to contract or not.
Because here's the thing. I'm vaccinated. I can still get it. I know that.
Yep, and you can still spread it.
Yeah, but what it means for me personally, if I do get it, I might have a lesser case of it, which is a big deal for me with my issues. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing, I can still get it, and if I can still get it, I can still spread it. And if I spread it, even though I may have it and have a lesser case, if you're unvaccinated and I give it to you, me giving it to you as a vaccinated person doesn't lessen your caseload. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so the vaccine is for me. The vaccine is not for you.
Right, exactly. And that's what a whole lot of people seem to not understand. They're like, you don't care about other people. Man, it's not about other people. It never fucking has been. And not only that, who's to say that if I were to contract it, and I hope I don't, but if I were to contract it, I wouldn't have a mild case anyway. Alexis got it, and all she had was a cough and a headache.
Right.
But Christian got it and turned out with fucking COVID pneumonia. And they live in the same house.
I was worried for him.
I was too.
I didn't want to say anything because they had
a hard time controlling that fucking temperature.
Well, and he'd already had heart issues, so I was really worried that it would have got. I'm just really glad it didn't.
I found something interesting on TikTok. I've been following a lady who's a nurse. She's an RN, but she's also involved in something else. So it's like she's a specialist RN. Right. And she keeps talking about things that she's seeing and saying, we need to look into this. We need to figure this out. That what's going on is what?
I found the definition for ECMO, and it's the ECMO machine is, remember when you used to hear the heart-lung bypass machine? That's the new technology for that. It pumps and oxygenates a patient's blood outside the body, allowing the heart and the lung to rest and heal. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
So anyway, this RN says what she's been seeing, and she's been talking about it a lot. Like, okay, let's say you get COVID. You already have like some arthritis type issues.
It makes those worse.
And what she's saying is, and it's not just that, it's inflammation. So she already has arthritis type issues. So what would happen is the COVID would attack the inflammation points in her body. And she gave an example. She didn't give you the person's name or whatever, but let's say Amber's over here. Amber gets COVID. Oh my God! We can't slow it down. We can't figure out what's going on. And they finally hit on the right test, and they discover that Amber has colon cancer that was undiscovered. The colon cancer is causing inflammation. The COVID is attacking the inflammation from the colon cancer.
It's like
She's literally saying that what's going on here is this COVID is attacking the inflammation that's already in your body, whatever is causing it.
and that's why people
So if you have a heart problem that's causing
that you don't
inflammation,
know, you may not know about.
Yeah, it's like
And so they're trying to figure out, well, what's going on with her heart? Well, it's not her heart. It's attacking the inflammation that's already associated.
COVID is
and
almost.
I mean, it's really interesting. I've been watching a lot of her shit. It's
and
interesting.
it's a lot of. It's like what they're calling the long COVID syndrome or whatever. It's almost like COVID acts once in people that are already that have problems. It's almost like it acts like a viral lupus. Because see, that's how lupus works. When you have lupus attacks the parts of your body.
Lupus is genetic, is it not?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It attacks the parts of your body that are weak. So, like, everybody at this table can have lupus, but have
And
different.
everybody can have different.
Like in Amber, like my
They've
grandfather.
got like lupus that affects skin. They have
Yeah.
lupus that affects like your internal organs.
Yeah.
They have lupus that
Well, and even like say there's systemic lupus, which affects organs. Everybody here could have systemic lupus and still have a completely different outcome. Because like my grandfather that had it, he had weak lungs. So that's what it attacked in him. He had a weak liver, so it attacked his liver and made him jaundiced. Amber, it might be her heart. For you, it might be your intestines. You know, it's just very. It. That's why they always call the name for lupus means wolf, obviously.
Okay.
And
yeah, obviously.
Okay, I forget that not everybody's a nerd and like reads about Latin roots of words. But anyway.
Oh, everybody's seen Twilight. They know what the fuck it means.
But that's the reason they called it the wolf, because it almost targets and attacks the weak points. So it's a predatory disease, you know. And so they're saying that like COVID, and it's not just people that have been sick. It's like Ross was saying, people that have been healthy and strong, now they've got these things that won't, you know, and it's because of that attacking those inflammation markers.
I've wondered that in the past. I've wondered that in the past if it was something underlying that people had that it just brought out.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
didn't know it had to do with, like,
that's what this lady's
inflammation.
been saying, and that's what she's saying, because it's like it just attacks something that's already going on, whether you know it is or not.
yeah.
She said they discovered cancer in this person because it was, and they were like, why the hell, what is going on? Why is it attacking this point? And they did some certain scan and they were like, oh.
I've actually heard of that, you know, like somebody else, like it was something about,
And it wasn't, and that was another thing, because they made a big deal out of this too. They said when they did that scan, it looked enormous. This was like softball size. They were thinking, oh my God, this is, you know,
Huge
blah, blah,
tumor.
blah, blah, blah. Once they got the right treatment and got it down, the cancer was like that big, and they actually went in and took it out and gone.
Nice.
But they said it was showing up because it was exacerbating
Right.
the
It was all-
inflammation. It was showing up as this huge mass.
Wow.
And, you know.
yeah, like the one I saw, it was somebody that they were like all of a sudden having this terrible bone pain in their leg, like on that level of like a broken bone. And
Oh,
they're
wow.
like, what the fuck? It was bone cancer.
Oh, wow.
And so that's why I was thinking that, because I heard one case, or probably a couple cases, of people not developing cancer,
Yeah.
but realizing that they have cancer after they
Yeah, it
told
like
they had
highlighted.
COVID. And so many people that had the heart conditions, and a lot of them were older, and I'm like, maybe they already had this stuff, and I didn't know if
Kicked
it
it
was
into overdrive.
just because they were in the hospital, it was being seen, or
Right.
Well, but we read that one study, and this was a small study, and I can't remember who did it. It was one of the vax companies, because these children were getting vaccinated and having fucking bad problems, and they were like, "Oh, well, we're going to do a study," and they took 15